All right, all right, all right. Welcome, Sean Anthony Baker, man. It's good to have you here, man. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling blessed. Thank you, and thank you for having me here. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's been a wonderful day so far.
I mean, without further ado, why don't we get into it, man?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
When it comes to what you gravitated towards first, was it music or was it film?
That's an interesting question. Yeah, I know I've stated this in some interviews. I was heavily influenced by my mom, who introduced me to theater, and then my pops, he introduced me to film, but also music. But music, I gotta say, music was actually the dominant art that was in the household. Like, music was always playing, and my father was a DJ.
Wow.
Back in the day, got to America, coming to the States, he just took up, well, he loved music, but he took up DJing, and he would DJ for everybody, like in the building, and parties outside of the building. They would hire him, and I would go with him with his big old speaker box and his turntables. He thought he was Grandmaster Flash for a second.
It might as well have been.
He might as well have been. But music was like the heavier influence initially.
Yeah.
It took time, but they were definitely supportive in the way that they could be. Just giving what the world was showing, anybody at a given point in time, what's possible. But they always they definitely supported. They supported me in the best way they knew how.
Yeah. What was your favorite production?
Man, trying to put me in the corner as my favorite.
I'm sorry.
No, listen, I have to say this. Each and every project that I've done had a beautiful nuance to it and about it, and also each project that I did had its own special, flair, but own special impact on me. So I don't know if I can pick a favorite, but what I can say is that having done the show Swagger with Reggie McBridewood, and the role that I played, I felt very connected deeply to that role, especially because of the fact that we were highlighting the positivity of seeing a Black man, Black father, Black husband. And pushing that in the forefront, and making sure that we were able to kind of tell that story and change the narrative, if you will. So I can't say it's my favorite, but I will say that was a very proud moment career-wise, and being a series regular on there, becoming series regular, and having Reggie believe in me. But the show was fantastic, working with O'Shea and Chanel and Christine Jackson. It was amazing. It was amazing.
Yeah, man, it's got to be beautiful, and to be telling a story that impacted the Black community.
I think it was very important for the role that I was playing as Coach Naeem to show the positivity of the presence of a Black father, Black husband, because what they did and what I believe they accomplished was looking to change the narrative, of those things, especially within our community and our society.
Absolutely. If you could only have one or the other, music or film, for the rest of your life.
Oh Lord, if I could only have, that's not fair.
Like, you got to put the movies on mute. It got to be like a black and white film. No, you could only have one or the other.
Oh my God, it's not fair, because, oh man, Lord, I need, listen, because I came up in musical theater, so I had the best of both worlds. I was able to do music and act. So I was like, I didn't have to choose. God, listen, I love acting. I love theater, love film with all my heart. Love music too, but there's something about music, and even the way it blends into making film and the way that music is used in film and TV. There's something about music I think people cannot live without. Like, if I had to be in an island, I need music. I would love to know that I would be able to have access to, like, or stranded on an island, I should say, stranded on an island. I would love to know that I have the access to hear music. If I didn't have to see a movie or film, that would hurt. But if I had music, I think that would help keep me alive and keep me going, keep me sane.
You could at least have your music and listen to it.
I could at least have the music. Music feeds the soul. It really does.
I agree with you, man. I wouldn't want to be stuck on an island, but I'd probably be right there with you.
Yeah.
How would you say you've grown as an artist to be able to paint a picture, to be able to tell a story?
From the time that I started, when I started working on short films, I'm going to say there's been a lot of growth in terms of my craft. And because first of all, I'm always a student, so I don't know. I don't have the desire to be the best. I just want to be the best that I'm supposed to be. But I've grown so much as an artist in terms of the craft and understanding, again, a lot of the nuances of what it means to be an actor. So from doing one of my first short films and major films, I don't often go back and see, but sometimes somebody will tag me in a post and they will like, hey, I just saw you on something. And I may take a look and a glance. I'm like, man, I was so green. I was like, man, why did I turn? Like, we're constantly critiquing.
The cringe.
Like, oh man, I turned too soon. Wait, why am I blinking? And, things of that nature. Because we're always trying to perfect the craft, right? But I see growth. I see growth in not just the craft, but also my respect and the love for telling stories through film. The way that I pay more attention to detail, the way that I am able to break down scripts and stories, screenplays, the way that I'm able to work with different directors, and being able to kind of just navigate through also the business of it, which is another side. But I love that I've been able to grow in that area, because the art of storytelling is not easy. It's wonderful, but and your goal is to always be truthful. And even in telling the truth, you want to make sure that it speaks to what who you are and what you're doing. So I've just been able to just continuously learn and navigate in that area, in that world, and I've just seen growth. I've seen growth in respect and love for what I do more and more.
What's your philosophy behind how you put music into your film?
Another great question. I came up as a music producer, learning actually again from these wonderful guys that's my family. The name they're called Architect Beats. Is Mike Trauma D. He's in New York right now in Brooklyn, and my other brother Jug Colin Dewar, and he's that's Architect Beats. And I learned producing through them. He's here in Atlanta, and I learned the art of production and music making with them. I was already writing. I was already singing. But they really pushed me to actually create music, because I used to be in the studio like, oh, try this hi-hat, try this snare, and they're like, dude, you want to do it? Like, why did you just do it? And I'm like, nah, I'm just saying add the kick right there. And I'm like, bro. And so they got me on Pro Tools. They got me to, I always dabbled kind of like in piano and other instruments. I would dabble. I was no Prince, but no Bruno Mars, but I was out there just kind of like, understanding. I can hear music. I can listen to it by ear. And so blending that into storytelling, it's very vital. Like I don't know if I think the world does understand. You can see on TikTok, right? And a lot of these other platforms where they're grabbing music from film and they're using it as a score for their skits or a score for their, productions, Interstellar, for example, off the top of my head, scores are so, I think, again, very vital for helping to bring, not just help bring the story to life, because once it's already there, the actor's done the work, the writer's done the work, the director has done the work, the production team has done the work, but now you bring the music in. All of a sudden, that scene seems more alive, or it hits you more. The words are touching, or you're hearing them differently because that chord came in on the piano or on the guitar. So music is, I think it's super important. It plays a very important part, and I've learned that, and I've been able to apply that in scoring and working on films as well. Again with Architect Beats, because I worked in a film back in the day called Black and White. It had Jim Toback. It had Brooke Shields. It had our boy Iron Man in there. It had a lot of great people. Mike Tyson in there, Wu-Tang, and we were in charge of that. And I couldn't believe at that point in time we were helping to create music that would help bring those particular scenes and stuff to life. So it was a great experience.
That's beautiful.
Yes, absolutely.
What's Sean Anthony Baker working on?
Sean Anthony Baker is working on everything, and what you can look forward to is whatever God has planned. I know I could probably list a couple things and say, oh, look out, I'm on a show I'm recurring on a show called The Rookie. I have some pilots that I'm working on that I can't really speak about right now, but it's, you know, I'm working, but my normal answer to that is always, if you're like, hey, what you got going on next, man? And I say, you know what, whatever God has planned. Because I can tell you something. I can sit here and map out what I think I want to do and what I feel I know I'm supposed to do. And God will be like, ha, that's nice. But let me show you this. And that has happened so many times in my life and career. I still plan, you know, but I leave room because what I speak and what I say is, God, I want your divine alignment, right? So whatever I'm supposed to have, wherever I need to be, I'm going to be there because it's divinely aligned.
Is there anything else that you want to say, that you want to leave us with?
I want to say I look forward to seeing everybody there at the festival. We're going to share a lot of information. We're going to inspire one another. We're going to learn. We're going to encourage. And I'm going to say this to all of you that are aspiring entrepreneurs, artists, everything. Part of my mantra, do it with passion or don't do it at all, right? That's one thing. And the second thing is, you know, don't quit. All right. The only way that you lose is if you quit, but if you keep going, they gotta see you. Hey, my name is Sean Anthony Baker, and you're watching Open Mic.
Awesome. That's a wrap.
One take.
One take.